3 years ago, we did an atmosphere event and we had 200 people. We had to beg them to come. I know because I was begging them. Last year, we had 600 people in one room. This year, we've got 2,000 people across 10 events on 5 different days. So it's a massive growth in attendance to our events. The reason this growth is happening is the Nexus of Forces, cloud, mobile, social, big data. And Google is right in the center of this Nexus of Forces. And this is really driving change and innovation in every sector, but in particular in the retail sector, and that's what we'd like to focus on today. Who remembers retail when it was like this? So actually this slide is from 2005. You used to see something, you'd look at it for about 6 to 8 seconds, you'd decide whether to buy it, and then you'd buy it. Actually, my daughter, she still operates pretty much like this at the moment. This was 2005. Procter & Gamble called this the first moment of truth. And this was the big thing in brand marketing at the time. You had to get that first moment of truth right. So when somebody saw something, make sure it's impactful and good for the consumer. This is 2014. It's a different story. Google refers to this as the 0 moments of truth. So before you actually go and look for a product or a service, or a new boyfriend or girlfriend for that matter, what you do is you grab your laptop, you grab your desktop, you grab your mobile phone, and you check it out. And then you go and ask some people, and then maybe you go into a store, and then maybe you go to a comparison site. The journey is really complicated now, and you're actually going back and forth across this 0 moments of truth. So things have really changed in the retail sector over the last 10 years. And I think one of the things we see CEOs at the moment, one of the things that they're absolutely focused on is making sure that consumers can actually get to any part of this process within their brand. So 80% of what you do as a retailer is making sure that you show up through all these steps. And if you don't show up, really, you're in a bit of trouble. So I just want to talk about some of the trends we see. 3/4 of CEOs see technology as the #1 external force that's going to impact their organisation over the next 3 to 5 years. I guess I'm not really saying anything that people don't know. It is impacting many, many industries and many, many businesses. If you look at videos, if you look at Blockbuster, who've fallen away, and then you've got Netflix and LoveFilm on the other side. So obviously, as a business, you want to stay on the side, the right side. You want to be going forward from a technological point of view. But equally, there's massive opportunities now with these new consumer technologies coming through that you can use within your business to really drive change, to really push things forward within your business. And consumer technologies is where all the dynamism is really happening now. It used to be in the enterprise, but consumer space is what's driving innovation and change and coming into the enterprise space. Employees want to work the way they live, particularly younger employees, but most employees now. Over half of organisations or half of people have a bring your own device policy and also bring your own app policy in some respects. I went into a retailer recently, big retailer, quite technologically advanced, and they had a good enterprise system, but all of their retail staff were using WhatsApp. So they were communicating outside of the corporate environment using WhatsApp. And you have to ask, why is that happening? And really it's because it's easier to use, it's giving them more information, it's more fun to use, it's more impactful. So, you know, these technologies can really bring something new to your businesses. And if you're ignoring them, you're missing something that can really add something new to the business. And the third trend really is that work's changing. I mean, in the old days, it used to be that you would have maybe a presentation, you work offline on it, you'd send it out, version 1, somebody would send version 2, you'd be in your cubicle working on it, somebody in India would be working on something else. It's changing, isn't it? We're now online, and it's offering all sorts of new opportunities to work in a different way. And actually, this is how people want to work now. And certainly new employees coming in, this is what they will expect when they come into retail businesses. So I just wanted to give you some flavour of the businesses we're signing. We're doing really well in the retail sector, Google Enterprise. So it's our #1 sector globally. At the top there, John Lewis, 30,000 users. They were really, obviously they're a tremendous business, but what they were really interested in doing was collaborating better across the business. And that's why they've gone with Google technology. Travis Perkins, we've got a couple of people from Travis Perkins here today. They've moved 30,000 users across. And the reason they've moved across is because they had 17 different brands, and none of those brands really communicated and collaborated with each other. So they weren't exploring best practice. They weren't understanding what they knew within the business. There was tremendous knowledge within the business, but perhaps they weren't getting to it. So they've moved to Google. On the grocery side, Ahold, Auchan, Waitrose. Tom's going to talk about Waitrose. Tom from Waitrose. Really glad he's going to present a bit later on and tell you about the things they're doing within Waitrose to change the culture using Google technology. Many clothing and fashion retailers. Travelodge we signed last year. I just remember that because I saw the sign out the window over there. But Travelodge, the big change program going on. They're trying to drive change within the business, trying to change the way they are, and they're using Google technology to really push that change through. So, briefly, why are we doing well in the retail sector? I think there's three key reasons. At the base level, we can improve the technology that you currently have. We can, particularly in retail, I think we can step businesses forward, maybe 5, maybe 10 years in terms of the technology you had, bring those consumer technologies to bear. I think we can also generally offer you a 30 to 50% discount in cost. So that's generally what we see. So there's good, at the base level, a deal with Google will wash its face on that level. But it gets much more interesting when you get to the business and to the culture level. At the business side, moving from that asynchronous offline world to a synchronous online world just makes everything more exciting, easier to do. You get that buzz in the company, so you can really change your business processes for the better. And at the top level, and I think really this is why Waitrose, John Lewis, Travis Perkins have moved across, there's some real interest in how you can engage with your employees better, all of your employees, not just the ones in head office, but all of the employees, and actually change the culture and the dynamic within the business. And there's a fantastic opportunity to do that. And I'm really pleased that Waitrose will be talking about some of that today. So this slide is really almost an agenda slide for what we're looking to do today. We're going to do short, snappy presentations, TED-style talks. The theme is really retail companies must innovate to stay competitive. That's what we think, and that's what we think hopefully we can bring to you. Google's got a bunch of tools or products, but what we're really going to talk about today is these 4 pillars of solutions. So Binesh is going to talk about delivering a digital strategy. So he's going to focus on search, so how search can help you within your own business, but equally how it can bring people to your business. And it's that zero moment of truth that we talked about that we can help there. We've got 2 or 3 presentations on improving engagement and innovation and productivity. 2 customer presentations, one from Waitrose and another from Ahold, which is one of our larger customers, 260,000 users. And there'll be a 3rd presentation on social at that point. So how can you use social within your business? What dynamic can social bring to your business, and how can it change the way you do things? And then we're going to finish off with a data-driven decision presentation, which is going to look at mapping technology and then storing that mapping technology in our cloud platform and what you can do with that to improve the retail dynamic. Kieran, one of our partners, is then going to finish off and just bring it all together with some global examples of customers who are doing all these things already and are moving forward with Google. That's my dog, surprisingly enough. He's excited about today. I'm really excited today. I really welcome you to our session. And I'd like to finish up. I hope you have a great session. We really have planned this. There's a lot going on. It's going to be very interactive and hopefully quite snappy. And I'd like to pass through to Dave Armstrong, who's one of our global leads in marketing. And he's just going to tell you a little bit about Google's culture before we get into the rest of that agenda and how that impacts how we operate as a company going forward. Thank you very much.